morning, everyone. My name is Jumith, and today I would like to share my thoughts and research on the importance of sports. I have a question for you guys. In the past or currently, who here has played a sport? What sport did you play? Volleyball. So, I have another question if you don't mind. Did that motivate you at all to get go to school at all? Did you wake up oh, I get to play volleyball today? Yeah. Did you play all 4 years?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how it was for me. I played basketball, and it was it got me out of bed. It gave me a reason to go to school. This leads to my two main points, which is high schoolers in sports and what motivates them, and the U.S. economy and how the sports world affects it. My first point is high schoolers in sports. According to the article that I read, motives of high school students to participate in sports. High schoolers play sports that have partial goals, increasing rewards, encouraging positive emotions, and feelings of satisfaction. This could mean a bunch of different things. I had friends in high school who played sports just to be a part of a team because they weren't that good, or they played a sport to stay in shape and to work out. I had kids that played football just so they could get good at basketball, and I had friends that just played to stay in shape. For me, I only played basketball, so that was my only sport. And so yeah, my next point is that it keeps kids in check academically. I don't know about you guys, but for my school, you had to have a certain amount of grade point average to play in your sports, and that's how it is a lot in America. So we couldn't be failing any classes, and we had it's over 70 or something, I forget. But they gave us opportunities for study labs or VIPs to get our grades up. Next is that it keeps kids out of trouble. See, this wasn't a problem for me because I wasn't a troubled kid or anything. But I had friends that would get suspended or get detentions when they knew that if they were to get in trouble, they weren't going to be able to play the next day or practice or whatever. This leads to my next point, which is the U.S. economy and how the sports world helps it. The economy of the cities which sports teams, college or pro, with restaurants or shops around the cities where the teams play. So I have an uncle that owns a restaurant in Tampa around where the Buccaneers play, and he says, I haven't been there, but on Sundays, when the Buccaneers are in town and they're playing, business is so good, and how he always has business because of the Buccaneers and how they kind of feed off of each other because of how, not only because the Buccaneers are good, Tom Brady's there, but even before the Buccaneers were good, the economy was still good just because there was a sports team there. I'm from the Michigan and Ohio area, and I have family in Cleveland, and I saw when LeBron James was in Cleveland and played for the Cavaliers, the economy for Cleveland was so good, and how the restaurants and the shops and the stores were so good because of him. And then when he left to Los Angeles and Miami, the two times that he left, the economy of Cleveland went down so much. It was still good because it was a sports team, but it's just crazy to me how much of the economy can change because of one player and one big voice and how good the team is. The sports industry accounts roughly for $14.3 billion in direct earnings each year. That is according to not just again the impact of sports to the U.S. economy. That was before COVID. So when COVID hit, obviously there was no fans in stadiums, the restaurants were shut down. So they're opening things back up, but that was before COVID. The average salary of someone that works in the sports industry is $39,000 per job. My thoughts on that is that it's kind of crazy because someone like a janitor wouldn't make that much in a sports team, but a GM would make millions a year. So it's pretty a wide range, and there's about $456,000 or 50,000 jobs. Excuse me, 450,000 jobs. This leads to my conclusion. Here's my references. Out of these are the two main points that I had interest in the most. There's so many different reasons why sports are important, like the Olympics and other stuff like that.